Hey guys, hi, welcome back to Unacademy. This channel is Unacademy Future Doctors, and I am your educator for biochemistry, Dr. Shivangi Shukla. Let me just check if the live stream has started and if I am visible and audible to everyone. Just give me a minute to check if the live stream has started or not. Okay, great. So, is my voice clear, audible to everyone? Am I audible to everyone? Do let me know in the chat section. Do let me know in the chat section, guys. Is my voice clear? All right, all right. So I have taken two sessions today. One was the clinical applications part, and the other is the image of the day, right? And this is a strategy session. That is how to resume studies after a long gap. Okay. So this is specially aimed for those who have been studying, who have almost completed the whole of the course, and then they have taken a break for whatever reasons, or even if they have not completed the course but they have read a small chunk and they have taken a break for whatever reasons, okay, and then they have to start studying again. So what happens is, during this break there tends to occur an inertia, right? There is an inertia which is very difficult to overcome for a lot of reasons. That is what we are going to read, we are going to focus on in today's strategy session. Okay, I am Dr. Shivangi Shukla, your educator for biochemistry here on Unacademy Future Doctors, as well as on the Unacademy app. Okay, I have studied from Lady Hardinge Medical College and Maulana Azad Medical College. I'll just quickly brief you about the types of NEET PG subscription that are available on the Unacademy app. So for NEET PG, you can either take the Plus subscription or the Iconic subscription. Both of them will give you access to video lectures from top educators across the country. Not just their video lectures, but also the quizzes, special classes, also periodic tests and exams, a lot of MCQs, question banks, their notes in the PDF format. All these you'll have access to with these subscriptions. The Iconic subscription will, in addition, provide you resources from Prep Ladder as well. All right. Now, and also both of these, you have the USP of these subscriptions is that they will provide you a simulated classroom environment, a physical classroom environment with the comfort or the leisure, the comfort of your home. Okay, so even while sitting at your home or any place comfortably, you can access these video lectures, and the resources like raise your hand feature, polls, then regular timely notifications, and a lot of interactive tools like open house sessions. Open house session is a novel and exemplary effort by the Unacademy team, where we conduct one-to-one audio sessions with you learners. The educators, it is as if you're speaking to your mentor on the phone, and we conduct one-to-one audio sessions, and you will be notified about them in advance on the Unacademy app. You can ask any doubts. There can be the open house session. Depending upon the topic of the open house session, you can chat with the educator regarding any of the doubts that you have. Okay, so it makes the educators very approachable. Okay, even more than you do in a physical classroom environment. Okay, also this revision batch that is there, that has started from the 16th of March. It is there for 2 months, 16th of March to 16th of May, and it is specially designed for this year's NEET PG examination, which is just around the corner. So on May 21st, 2022. So it is very, very important. It is an exhaustive batch, and yet it is exhaustive, yet very fast revision. It will ensure very fast revision. Okay. These are the prices. Do not forget to put in the educator code DRSHUKLA Dr. Shukla to avail an additional 10% discount. Okay, on both the subscriptions, either of these, either Plus or Iconic, whatever you choose to take. Please put in the code DRSHUKLA in the box where it asks you for any discount code or invite code or educator code. Wherever it asks you for a code, put in this code DRSHUKLA. Okay, Dr. Shukla. Now, coming to the topic for today, that is how to resume studies after a long gap. Now, the biggest hurdle. Okay, the biggest hurdle in resuming studies after a gap is what? What is it? Now you guys will think and think and think, and most of you will come up with the answer, which I have thought through and I have discovered, I have experienced through my own experiences, through my students' experiences, through my friends, peers, relatives' experiences, is inertia. The biggest hurdle is inertia. Now, why? Newton wasn't wrong when he said the first law of Newton, the first law of motion, Newton's first law of motion is very, very true. It's extremely true even in the non-physical world. Okay, how? Because once you are studying, okay, what does Newton's first law of motion state? It states that a body continues to be in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line until and unless it is acted upon by an external force. Okay, this is what is the correct definition of the Newton's first law of motion. Now, the body will continue to be in a state of rest or of uniform motion. Now, once we are studying, we'll continue to study every day. Okay, unless and until we are acted upon by an external force. That external force is any distraction or any other thing that will drive us to stop studying. Okay, any break, any family function, any trip, or whatever reason. Okay, so we'll stop studying. Now, once we have stopped studying, once we are at rest, now this inertia will take over, and it will be very difficult for us to go back to studying again. So this first law of motion is even metaphorically very true, guys. Okay, so Newton, can you see how great a scientist he was? Not just Newton, Einstein also. The theory of relativity, that also I'll put somewhere. I'll tell you how metaphorically the theory of relativity is also very, very true. So both these scientists, guys, they were one notch high. Okay, that is why we still look up to them. Anyway, now coming back to the topic, what happens is, hi Hassan, hello, how are you? So what happens, guys, is there's an inertia. We have stopped studying. Now it is very difficult for us to go back to studies again. Why does this inertia develop? It happens because studying, we have enjoyed a lot. Maybe we have enjoyed a lot, or maybe we are out of the discipline. We are out of the discipline of studies. Okay, so either that is we are out of discipline, or there is no short-term target, short-term goal. Maybe the exam for which we are studying is more than 2-3 months away. Okay, or there is a feeling of despair, giving up. These are the various reasons. See, either we are out of discipline. Now we have wasted a lot of time. We had thought of taking a 1 month break, but we took a break for 6 months. So now we are out of discipline. Okay, now we have stopped studying at all. Now we don't feel like studying at all. Or the exam for which we are studying is almost a year away. Now this thing had happened when people were preparing for various entrance examinations when COVID struck. And then what happened? All the exams got postponed. Then people, they became continuous studying became so drab that they stopped studying because the exam was so far away that they thought, I cannot sit down to study for so long. I will have to take a break. And then that break tended to stretch. Then they went out of discipline. And once people get out of discipline, they will, if their mental constitution is firm, then they can get back. But if they are nervous, if they suffer from some nervous breakdown, then there's a feeling of despair or giving up. Then they think, this year I'm not going to fare well. I'm going to give the exams a miss. I'm going to then prepare for the next year. Or this is what happens, then they stop studying altogether. Isn't it? This is what happens. So these are the various scenarios that I'm talking about which a student commonly faces. Okay. So the best way to overcome this inertia is, the best method is to take one day at a time. Okay. Now what do? You make a timetable for one day. Today you make a timetable for tomorrow. Okay, and that timetable again, you can look up my lecture on how to on making timetables and all. You look up that session. There you will see, I'm not micromanaging you guys. I'm not asking you, I'm not giving you making timetables for you. No, I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you a sort of blueprint which you can take, and through which you can take a hint and you can take a lead as to how to move forward. Okay, because all of you are mature individuals, all of you have to have personalized, individualized, customized plans according to you, and I am no one to dictate my plan to you. We are all individuals, we are all equals. It is just that I have little more experience than you, someone else would have more experience than me, and that experience is what counts, and through that experience we are in a slightly better position to guide you. That is it. Okay, so that experience has given us little bit more maturity to guide you guys. Otherwise, you are the best judge as to how you have to prepare, as to what is your constitution, what is your weakness, what is your strength, and you can tailor your studies according to that. Okay, so make a timetable for just one day. Through this, what you will do is you will develop the one thing that is lacking, that went wrong in your preparation during your break, that is discipline. So stick to this timetable. This timetable should include breaks, timely breaks. Yes, still, even if you have taken a 1 month, 2 month long break, still this timetable should not be rigid, should not be Spartan. Do not make a Spartan timetable. Do not be very harsh on yourself. Otherwise, you will not stick to it. Do not go for crash diets. If someone indulges in a lot of food during festivals, then they turn up to crash diets. Then that crash diet can be sustained only for maximum 1 week. After that, the body will crave for food, and then the whole of the the body, the person will go back to square one after binging. So this binge crash diet, get rid of it. Get out of this rut. Okay. Now, even if you have binged on your vacations, binged as in, even if you have enjoyed a lot, even if you have not studied at all, even if you have whatever you have, for whatever reasons, even if your break has stretched a lot, do not make a Spartan timetable. Do not make a timetable that is too harsh on you without any breaks. No. This timetable should be regular. Okay, except when the exam at hand is very near, then you can increase the hours of study so as to complete your syllabus. Okay, then you can increase. That is why I'm always stressing on individualized, customized, personalized plans. Okay, if the exam at hand is very near, then you can increase the hours of study. Okay. Now it should include breaks, should include the time of waking up. I've always stressed daily you should include the time of waking up, either at night or at day, whatever type of person you are, a diurnal or a nocturnal person, depending upon your own constitution, your own melatonin cycle, your sleep wake circadian rhythm, whatever you wish, whenever you wish, just make sure that your body is following the time at which you have decided to wake up. Because that is when, if you wake up on the time that you have decided that your timetable starts from, then it will ensure it is 90% of the timetable compliance is ensured if the time of waking up is fixed. Okay, always fix the time of your waking. Very, very important. Every day, if you wake up on time, automatically on one fixed time, if you wake up every day, automatically your body will adjust to the timetable that is at hand. Okay, all right. So take one day at a time. Make timetable for one day, that will for each day, and then for the next day again make a timetable. Okay, and again look at the syllabus. Very important. Look at the syllabus. Okay, now divide the syllabus into two parts. One is for the chapters or the parts which you have studied, and which you are yet to study, the second one. Okay, now the part which you have studied should first look at this one, and which you are yet to study, the part of the syllabus here, it will seem to be a little bit difficult. Okay, so if you have a lot of time for your exams, then what you can do is you can alternate between the two. Whatever you have studied, you can start with this because it will be a little bit easy. So you can start revising with this, and alternately you can include a few topics from this one. Okay, make sure that the harder to understand topics, the topics which are harder to understand, are finished at least once, at least one reading of understanding, including understanding and comprehension, at least once before the exam, so that on the day or just about 1 to 2 days before the exam, you don't have this ginormous task of understanding the difficult topics. Okay, because understanding and comprehension just before the exam, when you are very jittery, when you are nervous, at that time it will take, at that moment it will take a lot of time. So at that time, what you should keep for you is only those topics which are to be revised or which are easy. Okay, during when the exams are nearing. Okay, now how should you study is you should include ways and means which are easy and interesting. One example is that theoretical reading can take a back seat for some time. Okay, and it can be replaced with MCQs, because MCQs are very, very interesting. What happens? It will give you an adrenaline rush. Solving MCQs and checking answers, all these things will give you an adrenaline rush, and it will also ensure it will be an instrument of revision as well. So you can solve MCQs, you can write answers, Q&As, MCQs, Q&As, past papers, mock tests, All these things you can do. Okay, these are very, very important things. So you have to break the inertia. How? By taking one step at a time, developing discipline. Okay, and what is the most important means? Means is to include something which is interesting to you. Okay, either MCQs, quizzes, questions and answers, or if that is not interesting, rather theoretical learning is interesting, that you can take up. It depends upon you yourself. Okay, so start reading something that is interesting to you. Okay, if you start automatically after a long break, if you start reading something which you always found very difficult, very annoying, very drab, very monotonous, then I'm sorry, my friend, that is going to take away the small amount of dedication or perseverance or the small amount of dedication or perseverance that your body that your body had mustered to start studying. Okay, so that also will go if you take up a very difficult topic. So take my advice. Hi Sapna, how are you? So take my advice. Start with an easy or interesting topic. Okay. Also, you can start discussion with friends. Discussion with friends. Now, it can be a two-edged sword. For some people who tend to get nervous looking at others' preparation, there are some people who tend to get very nervous, okay, and insecure, looking at how fast or how far the other people have gone in their studies while I was busy enjoying in a particular wedding ceremony or in a particular function or whatever during my break. Then they tend to get nervous, and then the inertia again strengthens and they tend to give up. They tend to get into despair. But there are few people who, when they discuss with friends, it tends to have a positive reinforcement in them. So you know what kind of a person you are. If you get very nervous looking at how far your friends have prepared, then do not talk to them about preparation. Okay? You can just take notes or you can just ask them from where a particular thing can be studied fast. If they help, it's okay. Otherwise, you can solve MCQs, do past papers, watch videos to cover up fast. But if you do not get bogged down, if you rather get encouraged talking to your friends, then this is advisable. Discussion with friends is advisable in that case. Okay, so you will get encouraged by your friends. You will you will be you will be motivated, positively reinforced to study fast so as to catch up with your friends. That will be a positive approach. Okay, so always have, this is only for those who can handle healthy competition. Okay, everyone is unique. There is no judgment here. Okay, no one is judging anyone. Everyone is unique. Everyone responds to a particular stimulus in their own way. So we are no one to judge anyone. That is why I'm discussing about everyone. How different people can overcome a long break and start studying again. Okay. And always, if you're staying at home, always take out time to every day, unless until your exams are very near, every day take out time to relax and chat with your parents, siblings, or guardians. Even while you're staying at home, most importantly, while you're staying away from home. Okay, so these are the things that will maintain a balance. So, what is the summary? Maintain a balance. Even if you have wasted a lot of time, still it cannot be justified for you to go on a crash diet here. Okay, because crash diets, crash studies, all the, yes, you can go for maybe night vigils and all if you are that kind of a person. Okay, because I am one, so I could manage that off. But there are people who cannot go for sit for their exams if they have not had a good night's sleep. Okay, so that is why again I'm reiterating, it totally depends upon the type of person you are. So always tailor your timetable according to how your constitution is. Okay, but the most important thing is to maintain a balance of studying and relaxation. Okay, so are you taking from your high Vikas? Long time. Is there any doubt? Do you guys have a doubt? You can ask me. I'm fine, Vikas. How are you? Tell me how have you been, guys? Tell me. Is there a doubt that you need to have? Sorry, is there a doubt that you need to solve? That you need to be addressed? You can ask me here. How are your studies going on, guys? Are they going fine? If there's any doubt regarding studies also, you can ask regarding any. So this is the general broad idea that I have given you. You guys can ask me your particular doubts regarding your resuming studies after a break. So in a nutshell, what is the most important is to break the inertia. Breaking the inertia using a disciplined timetable, taking one day at a time. And how will you include how shall your timetable be? It should have requisite number of breaks, timed breaks that will positively reward you. You should never get jittery. Avoid doing things that will make you nervous and jittery. Make the timetable according to the target, according to the goal, according to the duration of time left for you to achieve your goal. If your goal is nearby, then your timetable should have a lot of studying hours and lesser breaks. And if your goal is far away, then your timetable should be a little bit relaxed. Okay, and you should always start with topics that are slightly easier or that have to be revised. And it is very important for you to finish at least one reading of the new topics well before the exam is there. Okay, also the instrument of studying should also be interesting and attractive to you rather than the boring part, like reading theoretical. For some people like me, I find solving MCQs very interesting. So whenever I get bored or whenever I do not feel like studying, what I do is I stop reading and I go to solving MCQs. This is my topics, my subjects also, and I will not stop studying. Okay, so the instrument of studying also should be important. Okay, understood. Now, so this is the overall gist of today's session. If there's any doubt, you guys can ask me. The session is open for your discussion, guys. You guys can ask me your individual doubts, how you have been dealing with breaks, how you guys have dealt with, because this has happened with a lot of us when we have thought of taking breaks and it has stretched for long. Also, once again, I would like to remind you guys about open house sessions on the Unacademy app, where you can have a 1:1 audio discussion with the educators. Okay, so there it is like speaking to your mentor over phone. So very interesting, novel and exemplary effort by the Unacademy team, I must say. And also please subscribe to this channel for timely notifications of all my classes. And also you have the link for the Telegram channel, you have the link for my profile on the Unacademy app. If you cannot go follow this link, then go to the Unacademy app, go to the NEET PG section, and there look for Shivangi Shukla, and you can follow me there because I take regular classes there, and you will be notified at least 3 hours prior to when my class is scheduled. You can attend those sessions also. Okay, so do circulate this word amongst all the people who need it, and your friends, your juniors, your seniors. Okay, and even if you are past your, there will be a lot of people who have been there from the first professional examination, from the first year, and now they have passed the first year, they've gone on to the second year. But it is advisable to continue watching the videos because you guys will be in touch with the first year. Okay, so there's no need to again and again revise the first year theory part from the books in your second year, but at least watch these videos so that you'll be in touch with the first year, and it will be very easy for you to prepare for your PG entrances from your third year onward, when people usually start preparing. The first and second year are the formative years when you have to form your base. After that, in the third and the fourth year, you will apply your base to clinical, you will put it to clinical practice, and you'll increase your the avenue of your knowledge. You increase the diameter of your knowledge, the diameter of the circle of your knowledge, and also you will start reading for PG entrances. Okay, preparing for PG entrances. So simultaneously preparing for 19 subjects is way too much. That is why I would advise you to keep in touch with these video lectures. Okay, so if there's any doubt, then you can ask me. Otherwise, I think I'll conclude this session. Okay. I'm keeping the panel open for discussion for the next 1 minute. If there's a doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll conclude. Okay. For the next 1 minute, you guys can put up any of your doubts in the chat section. Any doubts regarding strategy for studying, any difficulty if you guys are facing, you can ask me. And otherwise, after 1 minute, I'll end the stream. Okay. Vikas is asking how to stop anxiety and depression feeling. Vikas, how do you face this depression? Means you are having extremes of low mood, is it? Is this what you mean by, because see, depression can be a clinical diagnosis, but if you're using this term, then is it because you're feeling low, you're having extremely low mood, feeling like crying, despair, helplessness, hopelessness? If these are the feelings that you are having while studying, anxiety means nervousness or apprehension of what will happen, thinking of what is going to happen if I don't fare well in my studies, what is going to happen if I fail, what is going to happen if I don't do well, if I cannot become, if I don't understand these topics. These are the feelings of anxiety, panic attacks. So if these are the things that you're facing, then first and foremost, Vikas, is to tell yourself to believe in yourself. Okay, do not, whatever is triggering such a thing, whatever is triggering a feeling of low mood, a feeling of extreme anxiety, stress, apprehension, panic inside you, stop that trigger then and there. Okay, move away from it. Next thing is, talk to someone, your family member, your friend, your close friend, whom you can trust, your siblings, your parents. Talk to someone whom you can trust. Okay, tell them how you're feeling, tell them what is causing you to feel these things. If you don't think you can cope with the studies, with the pressure of this field, tell them honestly what is happening inside you, because they are the people who are going to understand. Okay, if you feel you cannot confide this in anyone, then you can go, not just then, you should always be open to seeking medical help. Okay, if you yourself cannot stop these feelings, if you think that they are way beyond your own control, you should always go for medical help. Okay, there is no shame in this. Everyone has some or the other levels of low mood, dysthymia. That is a spectrum of depression, clinical depression. Okay, Anxiety and depression are the two most common mental health disorders that is affecting a large number of people. The exact the exact figure I will not be able to quote here, but it is affecting a majority of the population, not just in the urban scenario, not just in the urban areas, but also in the rural areas, which most of the time goes undiagnosed. Okay, so do not be afraid or do not be shy of seeking help. Okay, there is no problem in seeking help. It is you seem to be such an intelligent and confident person who answers questions so beautifully, who always attends classes, who's not shy in asking any doubt. So do not be shy enough in asking for in telling people what you're feeling whenever you're feeling that. Okay, then and there you should share with the close group of people who you trust, who you know is going to listen to you, is going to give you advice, is going to give you solution. Okay, if no solution is there, at least there should be people who are there to excuse me, there should be people who are there to lend an ear to you, who are there to listen to you. Okay, and because you are a medico, you know that there is no harm, there is no shame in seeking help. Okay, psychiatrists are there, a lot of medical health professionals are there who are always there to guide us, to help us, to listen to us, to counsel us whenever we are feeling depressed, anxious, having a panic attack. So you should see stopping these if they are if they are in your control, if your mood is in your control, well and good. You can eat something that will up your mood, that will elevate your mood. You can talk to people, you can go refresh yourself, walk in the park, exercise. These should be inculcated in your daily routine. But these are the things that will only help temporary or periodic low moods. But if you have a clinical diagnosis of low mood or panic attacks, or if something is bothering, you should definitely seek medical, and you should share it with people who you know, okay, in your close group. All right, understood this? Very, very important. And it is seriously, it is very, very common. So no one should be making a big deal out of this. Okay, it should a big deal should be made out of such conditions if they are not addressed. Suppose someone with diabetes mellitus is going around thinking it will be such a big deal if I tell people that my blood sugar is 200 right now. It will be a social stigma if I tell people that I'm having symptoms of polydipsia, polyuria, and polyphagia, losing weight. HbA1c is 8%. It will be such a social stigma. Let me hide it from people. Okay, and this person goes around not telling anyone, and then lands up in diabetic ketoacidosis and lands up in the hospital in the emergency. Now when the doctor sees him, the first thing that the doctor will say is, what a fool are you? Though the doctor shouldn't say this, okay, the doctor should be empathetic, but what will he feel? He will feel that this person is a fool. He knew about his condition, still he hid it. And that is what a psychiatrist, or that is what every doctor feels about a person who has hidden their mental health issues. Okay, so consider mental health issue like a physical health issue, and do not give it much thought. Do not make a big deal out of the diagnosis, guys. A big deal should be made out of hiding it. Okay, so everyone suffers, everyone has low moods, everyone suffers from panic attacks. Everyone thing, especially in their student years, it is not the feeling of not being able to pass, or not being able to top, or not being able to feature in the top 10, or whatever, or live up to the expectations of the family. These are the things that bother the people a lot, bother the students a lot. Okay, so please share your feelings. The most important part of stopping or of reducing anxiety and depression is to share your feelings with others. Okay, it is very, very important. and to seek timely help when you feel that things are going out of control. Okay, understood this? So I think I'll stop the session right now, and we'll meet tomorrow in a special class. Okay, guys, to attend the session tomorrow, you'll be notified about that in advance on the Unacademy app.